I'm holding court, you standing trial. Why ain't I see you round back when I was down? I'm holding court, you standing trial. Why ain't I see you round back when I was down? They ain't believe in me in the beginning, but wanna hang around now they see me winning. I'm holding court, you standing trial. Why ain't I see you round back when I was down?
What's up, world? It's your boy Big Court from the Holdin podcast. Today's episode is sponsored by none other than my brother, Master P, Rap Snacks. Available in all stores nationwide. Actually, this is my favorite one right here, Master P Icons, Rap Snacks. Go pick them up now. What's up, world? This is your boy Big Court. I'm here on the Holdin podcast with a very special guest. You know, person I consider a friend, a brother, double OG, you know what I'm saying, from Compton, California. He has a remarkable story, and we'll get into all that. Does a lot of things in the community. The OG, Chico Brown.
What's going on?
What's going on with you, bro?
You got it, bro.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate you joining me on the show. You know what I'm saying? You know, been rocking with you for some years, you know, through our mutual partner, you know what I'm saying, Master P. Shout out to Big Bro. Man, I had to have you on the show, bro.
I appreciate coming on the show. That's good. Yeah,
I had to come on the show because, you know, man, you got such a compelling story, you know. Yeah. And we're going to get into that, you know, because what I had the show for is to outline the journey. You know what I'm saying? We all got a story. You know, all of us have been through stuff. But I really want to get into the great shit that you're doing in the community and what you stand for today. But we're going to drag it back.
Okay.
We gonna drag it back. We gonna get gangster. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't get to it without that. You know what I mean? So
let's go.
Let's go. Let's start from the beginning. I'm talking about Chico Brown, the baby, the kid. You know, where are you from?
I'm from Compton. I grew up in Compton, Corner Pocket, Corner Pocket Crips. I was born in Compton. You know, a lot of people say they're from Compton. Mm-hmm. And they moved to Compton, but I was born and raised in Compton. When at an early age, it wasn't Crips; it was just the neighborhood. You know, I never joined the gang. The gang joined me because I was there before the gangs. Mm-hmm. So we talking about Crips started in '69. I got shot in '76, drive-by.
Damn.
I was 12. Mm-hmm. My first murder, my friend Norman got shot, got killed, and died in my arms at 15. So I carried a body at 15. So that was just one of probably 30. I've been a pallbearer over 30 times through Compton, just living in Compton. So, you know, not saying that I was so active. I was, you know, just like every other kid, grew up in Compton. We played baseball. Both of my parents was married for over 60 years, so I'd never use that as an excuse that I was just, you know, grew up with one parent. That's not the case for me. Grew up in a nice home. You know, had just about everything a young man could want, you know, but I think probably when I was 13, 14, that's when I started carrying the rags, started saying I was a Crip, and that just led on to other things in my life, like in the drug stuff just all came. We can, you know, get deeper than that.
Yeah, I want to get deeper than that, but what I want to start is, what was Compton like before the gang? Because what year was you born in?
I was born in 64.
Okay, 64. The same year as Eazy-E, right?
Yeah, and Eazy knew each other.
Right. So what was Compton like before that? Because I know Compton was all white initially. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because Bush is from Compton.
Bush is from Compton,
right.
Exactly.
So
Compton was a real working class family. People was striving, you know, most people who came from the South moved to Watts. Mm-hmm. If you had a little cash, you moved to Compton, find a house in Compton. When I actually had, one of my neighbors was a white kid, you know.
Oh, wow.
Growing up in Compton. So the first part of Compton saying, we, you know, like, good families, everybody had their mother and their father together, not like it is today. Like, all my friends' parents was in the home with them. Mm-hmm. So we grew up just like, I guess, just like any other family, you know. Father go to work, mother go to work, your brothers and sisters playing basketball, come home and do your homework. Mm-hmm. That's in the 60s and the 70s.
Yeah.
And then, like, late part of '69 is you saw the changes start coming.
Yeah.
With the gang activity.
So was that the influence of Raymond Washington?
For us, it'd be Tookie.
Okay.
Because Tookie was,
Yeah.
the boys' home was in Compton. So
Okay. The Red House.
The Red House, yeah. So Tookie used to come through our neighborhood. I knew who Tookie was, and a lot of my neighborhood started in 1970, so a year later. So we witnessed that, but it wasn't, it was because the Black Panther House was around the corner too in Compton. That's mostly where it came from. That was the younger kids wanting to get some kind of identity. Of what, if you didn't go to we all went to the Black Panther House for food, for lunch and stuff like that, because it was in the neighborhood. But yeah, I for me, my memory go back to just the saying that I'm from Corner Pocket. I was 12. Yeah, 12,
Damn,
1976.
12.
Yeah.
Did you play sports?
Yeah, I was good in sports. I think that would kept me. I'm not all of us played sports. That was the thing to do. We all played baseball, football. It was just the season come, we in it. We all did that.
Yeah. So when did you start seeing? So I guess you start seeing your peers and everybody else. The Crip thing. You just woke up one day and we was like, okay, this is the thing. We gonna did Corner Pocket form first, because you know how a lot of sets formed is we Corner Pocket Hustlers or whatever, and then usually the Crip card came after the fact. Or did it just start out?
It was Corner Pocket, then it was, OPH, original Pocket Hustlers.
Okay.
Pocket Hustlers,
Right.
true.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like most of them, front hood hustlers like that. But
Right.
Pocket, it was always that. But the Crip came, like I said, 70, 71. In 76, I was writing OPH on the wall.
Okay.
Corner Pocket Crip. So that's original Pocket Hood.
Okay.
When I was 12.
Who were the OGs? Who's the original of Corner Pocket? Who started Corner Pocket?
It got some names, that I really wouldn't talk about because some in prison or or parole, But the person who be saying it, he didn't start it.
Okay, because I heard that's why.
That's not true.
Okay.
My OGs is 60, almost 70 years old.
Okay.
That's my partners.
So the guy that said he started in his garage is not the guy.
That's a real lie.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Do I know him personally? Yeah, he stayed around the corner from my mother's house.
Okay. So would you consider yourself at that time, you 12 years old, I'm assuming you hadn't hopped off the porch in terms of hustling yet. It was just the gang banging.
Yeah, it was just the gang banging, and it wasn't a killing. It was just claiming this
It was
neighborhood.
fighting. Yeah.
We ride our bikes to somebody else's neighborhood.
So, I mean, because, I'm coming from Kansas City, right? Of course, we had the West Coast, LA influence, and it's so funny because a lot of y'all cats, we mainly had an influx of, I can remember in the 80s, man, we had the influx of 60s and East Coast coming to our city. And with that, they brought that understanding. And what I watched a lot of the hustlers in my city, whoever they was copping from, is who they align themselves with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if it was 60, even if we had bounty hunters come into the city too, because I know these kids, out south from my neighborhood, they was Bloods. But my neighborhood turned into a Crip neighborhood. Yeah. And I remember just by default, because of where I grew up, you become affiliated just by design. You know what I'm saying? Because now what happens is my friends, their older brothers, they claiming. So now the little brothers is watching them, emulating them. You know what I'm saying? So now me and my partners, we're friends, right? But when we get into skirmishes, they might be fighting on something else, but I'm fighting with them because they my friends.
Yeah, exactly.
So now I become kind of scooped up in that. Was that the same for you?
Yeah, growing up in Compton, but then, it wasn't like Crips, wasn't no Crip on Crip like it is now.
Yeah.
It was what you say you was. If you Crip, you know you was a Crip because that's the way we dressed.
Yeah.
We wore the red with the blue rag, and Pyro's wore the red rags. Actually, in Compton, it wasn't no Bloods. They was just Pyros.
Pyros, yeah.
So it was established, if you grew up, this street divided us. If you grew up on this side, you're a Pyro. You grew up on this side, you're a Crip. That's what established us from not being over this neighborhood because I was born here.
Right.
Not that you got jumped in or you claiming the hood because you that didn't happen. That didn't go on when we was growing up. You really had to be from it. You really had to know somebody. You can't just claim a hood because it's popular.
Right. You was born into it, not sworn into it.
Yeah, you ain't. Yeah, that's the stuff right there is something. That's new stuff that's happening. But for us, and we lived on say the east side of Compton, so we supposed to go to Centennial.
Okay.
Because that was a Pyru school, but we
Right.
still went. Like when I went to Centennial, it was like 50-50.
Okay.
50 Pyrus and 50 Crips.
Mm-hmm.
50%. Like, did we fight every day? Just about every day.
Where Compton High was the Crip school.
Compton was all Crips.
Yeah.
Centennial was Crips and Pyru. Now it's all Pyrus. But then when we went, it was both, because it was Corner Pocket, Carver Park, Mona Park,
Yeah.
Front Hood. We all went there.
Yeah.
We even caught the bus together.
Wow.
We went there.
Damn.
So
So, what did a young Chico Brown want to be before you got, street poison? Like, what did you want to be as a kid?
I think like every young person that grew up in Compton, they really want to play sports. And I was good at sports,
Mm-hmm.
but it come at the part of time like, this ain't gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I did get hurt like in my 10th playing ball, 10th, 11th grade. I tore my knee, had surgery when I was in 11th grade, so I know that was over. Never really thought about being the professional, because I didn't know nobody that was professional in that, like a teacher or a lawyer. That's not what I saw every day. I saw people like custodians and janitors.
Yeah.
No professional
Shit
job.
wasn't appealing.
That wasn't appealing to me.
Yeah.
And my father was a short-hand cook. Like, that wasn't going to make it for me. So, that was early for me. Like, nah, this ain't happening. I got to do something else.
Mm-hmm. So that something else was.
I didn't even, like, for me, it was like, it started off with the Little Weed, but mostly in Compton, it was PCP.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Back then, we talking about before the 80s. We talking about way before the crack. It was PCP.
Yeah.
Like, Compton was
That
known
good
for
dip.
that.
Yeah. The good water work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. So that's where the butt naked originated from. Yeah. Because that's a lot of cats from L.A. brought that to my city.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a thing until I think the late 80s, early 90s. I started seeing folks smoking Sherm.
Like Sherm.
Yeah,
That was
Sherm.
the thing.
Butt naked, because
Butt
they always
naked.
got butt naked. I don't know what it is about that dip. They hit
Yeah.
that shit. They want to take all their clothes off.
That's like 78, 9,
Yeah.
80.
And
everybody in the neighborhood, the dudes, from my OGs, from my neighborhood, all of them, smoking Sherman.
Yeah,
That was the thing to do.
Sherman
Like,
Hemsley.
no question.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Because Kansas City, we adopted so much of y'all's culture.
Yeah.
Because in KC it was more players and pimps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But y'all brought that West Coast thing. That's why I know it so well, because it was it was the same understanding. So you mentioned, so you gang, basically by default you banging. 12 years old, you
by
hustling.
default, I got shot at 12. Me
That's what I was
and
finna
both
say,
of my
you got
brothers
shot.
got
How did
shot
that
at the
happen?
same time.
What was that incident?
Just like we used to hang out like in front of my mother's house, and then
Mm-hmm.
somebody drive by, just start shooting.
Pyrus?
No, this happened to be when I said it wasn't Pyrus, it was another crib. It actually was a party that had started, and since on Lil Beef and
Yeah, just some click shit.
it didn't involve to like a crip on crip thing. It was
Mhm.
just that happened. That incident
Yeah.
happened.
So where'd you get shot?
Like in the hand and in the leg. When my brother got shot in the face, like in the back of his like buckshot. It was shotgun.
Shotgun.
Yeah. It wasn't like the Uzis back then. This
Yeah.
is '76, so
So you got
Boom,
hit.
boom.
You got hit with
Buckshots.
with the double eye buck or the
Yeah.
triple eye buck?
probably the double eye. I don't know.
Because the bird shot is the little BBs.
Yeah, that's what I got shot.
Oh, okay.
Them
Okay.
They was
Yeah, you
always a
lucked
whole
out.
bunch of them.
Yeah, you lucked out. I got hit with that too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I got hit with that in the back of the head. Yeah, my mother had to pick them out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That thing like burned for real.
Burn like a bitch, man.
Yeah.
Listen, I was at the park one time playing basketball, and I got shot by a friend. He got mad and shit, right? We was talking shit. I was about 14. He had a single shotgun, little like that. Thank God, because as soon as he shot, it
Spread.
spread.
That's what happened.
So
huh?
I was about maybe 10 yards away.
Oh,
But
yeah,
he
yeah.
did it kind of, in my direction trying to fuck with me. But the shit hit me. Yeah, that shit burned like a bitch.
Yeah, it burned. You know the shocking thing about that when we go to the hospital, we all went to the hospital like because it's blood everywhere. So
Mhm.
picked us up, took us to Martin Luther King, Killer King.
Mhm.
So we in the hospital. And the police really didn't care what was going on with us. Just like, where you from? Where you from? Y'all gang members. Like, and that was my real first initiation. Like, I'm really a gang member. At 12.
Damn.
Because this is part of this is what I believe in. This stuff right here.
Mhm.
At 12 years old.
Mhm.
I remember the day, like, it was 16, October the 16th.
Damn, you remember the exact date.
Mm-hmm.
This had to be, what, you said 79?
76.
76. I was born in 76.
Yeah, man, that's like, I don't know. It's almost 50 years ago.
Yeah, nah.
I was like 40 years, 44.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro.
You was born in
I
76?
was born in 76. And I was getting shot.
I was getting shot.
I was only 3 months old.
I was in the gang related.
Yeah.
When you was born.
Off the porch, for real. So then you get shot again a couple months later. Or a couple years later.
Well, I did get shot again. It just like went through my pants, but my man, it went through his hair. Like, you know, this was like for us going in the pocket. This is like an everyday event, but we still go back on the corner.
Right.
Until my friend Norman, we was headed to school, Centennial, shooting dice on the bridge, and then throwing up Crip signs, Pyru throwing up their sign. But he started shooting. Norm turned around and it hit him in the head, in the middle of the head. So that incident right there, like, that's when the stuff get real, because now your parents see that people around you starting to die at 16. You know, me carrying a body at 15 years old, that's like, that happened in 1980.
Damn.
So when I hear about Crips and Pyrus, like, all my life I've been through this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you say 80, that right now, that's 41 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I mean, the Pyru, the gang thing, I mean, you're there in the middle of it at its inception. So now you talk about, I know the Pyru with Puddin' and all of them over on Pyru Street. I get it. They basically formed the Pyrus as kind of they didn't feel like they wanted to be oppressed or bullied into the Crip thing, which is why they initially formed the Pyrus, correct?
It's like that. There's a lot of people put twists on it. At first, it was Pyru Street Crips. That's a fact.
Right, because Bobby Louie and them, right?
Yeah.
And
then whatever happened, they form with the Bloods. They become Bloods. And
so, but this is the thing. This is the conflicting story that I hear. Where did the Blood thing start? Because I know it was always Pyru first. Where did Blood come in?
I mean, I guess in L.A., you know, like the Brims and stuff.
Okay.
And you know, back in the days, people always said young blood. You know, that was just a saying.
Yeah.
But in Compton, for us, it was always Pyrus and Pyru Blood. And so.
Okay, so Blood kind of was a L.A. thing, and Pyru was a Compton thing.
Pyrus were like the dark purple.
Ah, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I never knew that. Why purple?
It was like a burgundy. It was the burgundy color.
Okay, so
purple.
that's where the burgundy.
The burgundy, the burgundy.
Okay. Yeah, I know Pyrus to do burgundy.
Yeah, they did the burgundy.
Okay, and
but you know, for this story, Compton, like we all played ball together. That's like we all knew each other.
Right.
The separation came when we become teenagers.
And the gang.
We all, still today, my Pyru friends, I got a lot of them because we went to school together. We played ball together.
Yeah.
You know, and now in the day that we older, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you've been to some of the events. We sit and talk about that.
Yeah, you look back on it like it was some dumb shit.
Dumbest shit ever.
Yeah. So now you get shot for a second time. Where'd you get shot again?
In the leg.
In the leg. Damn.
Oh, the last that time I didn't get hit by the bullet. It just went through my leg.
Okay.
You know.
That's shot. OG.
Yeah, man, I got shot at a lot of times, like shit.
Yeah, but that shot. That motherfucker went through. Yeah. So you get shot at 15. So now I know in the hood we don't address the mental part of that. Like I'm sure you dealing with PTSD.
Man,
you dealing.
I
with
think
all
about
kind
that
of
all the
shit you don't
time.
know about.
I really like, for me, because I've been a partner almost 30 times. That carried my friends that grew up with me. 20-something times. I don't know if it's 23 or 30, but never seen a mental health care of none of that.
That's crazy.
And all that time.
Yeah.
You know, that's what, like.
Now that you older, can you see things in yourself, in your life, where you can say, damn, I can attribute this back to certain shit happening to me? Like, you know, I may be a little leery of people. I may jump when I hear sounds, or I'm scared of getting hurt like that again.
No, I think I'm emotionally attached from stuff like that. I don't cry about stuff like that.
That's real talk.
It doesn't even bother me.
Somebody said I was fucked up for that. I haven't cried at a funeral because I've been to so many since I was a teenager. And I'm just so desensitized to death. The only funeral that obviously broke me down was my mother's in 2010. But, you know, my father-in-law just passed away last year. My brother-in-law last year. You know, my nephew just got murdered. I had 2 artists murdered this year. And I haven't, I don't know. I'm desensitized. I've been through it so many times. It's just kind of like, damn, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that's normal, OG. I don't think we should be like
No, it's
that.
not normal, man. I just think about a lot of my friends,
Yeah.
people I grew up with, who I saw get killed. If I'm talking on the phone, getting shot and die.
Yeah.
Like I done been through all that. Like get in the car, I get out the car, they get killed.
Yeah.
All that happened to me.
Yeah.
Like, do I think about it? Of course I think about it, but do I cry about it? No.
Right.
No.
Did you graduate high school?
Yeah, I graduated. I went to Compton, went to Centennial first.
Mhm.
Then when Norman got shot, we all Crips got kicked out. That's what happened
Mm-hmm.
in 1980. Like every Crip that went to Centennial, we got kicked out of school. So we had to go to Compton High. So we went to Compton High. Like I said before, I was really good in basketball and I was smart. So I got kicked out of Compton. I ended up going to Paramount High. I got kicked out of Compton for organized gambling, which, you know, that's what I did. Like, you know.
You was on the
if it's
dice?
If it was a crap game, I'm cutting the game,
Yeah.
all the crap game. So that's what I did. So
What's organized gambling?
because I took, like, it was raining one day, and, you know, they had Monopoly, you can play in the gym. So I took the dice out the Monopoly game and started dice games.
Yeah.
And I kept doing it. And they, like, kicked me out because my mother came, like, your son is too smart to be doing this stuff. I think he need to go somewhere else. And then he got influenced by his gang and all this stuff. So it was cool. They gave me interdisciplinary permit, so I ended up going to Paramount. So I ended up graduating from Paramount.
Okay.
But I still went to Compton every day.
Mm-hmm.
I
Where's
went to
Paramount?
It's the other city next to Compton.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I graduated from Paramount.
Okay.
I think I went there a year and a half, like two years. So I played ball for Paramount.
Uh-huh. So now you graduate. So now you walk the stage. Now, what is Chico Brown thinking at that point? Like, because I'm assuming you haven't gotten so far in the hustling because you're still going to school. I mean, you're doing it, but it ain't career at that point. So now you graduate. So now what you?
I think for me, because my partner, he was like at this age. So we talk about 82.
Mm-hmm.
So 82 it's on. It's crack ain't even around, but cocaine is. So
Mm-hmm. So it's still the soft.
it's the soft. That's
Okay.
it. He got involved, and he got pretty big. Like when I say pretty big, then a kilo was costing 60,000. So
That's but in LA you ain't paying that.
yeah, in 82.
For soft?
So,
In 82?
Yeah.
Man, that
So if
shit.
somebody tell you any different, they lying. Cause then it was going to Miami first, and you had to go. The cheapest back then in '83 was like 40.
Really? So obviously, as time went on, it got cheap because
In '84 it probably was
12, 13.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
But I'm talking about in the '80s
Yeah.
before we talking about the crack, we talking about
Okay.
80, say 81, 82.
Okay, I see.
It was 42,000.
Yeah, because it was still
46.
considered a rich person's type thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard, you know what I'm saying, just through my travels that, I think around in the 90s, they was like 17.5. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I probably was getting it for 11 or something.
Okay. Okay.
I know my trip to over there, I was getting them for 10 or 9.
But in LA, once they hit LA, it's 17. But
No, I was getting them here for 11.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, but I forgot. You was tied in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now you graduate, and so now that's when you start getting to the money?
Yeah, 83, 84, I was full-fledged.
Yeah. So okay. So in high school, you fucking with the Sherman.
Yeah,
right?
just that. Just to have money in my pocket.
Yeah.
Not selling galas or nothing. But
Right.
I
Yeah.
went on burns.
So once you graduate from high school, you graduate to the soft. So did you just hop in with a book, or did you start with the
my
16
partner, my partner, which was my co-defendant.
Mm-hmm.
He actually really started me off, which he didn't want to, but I was like, no, man, because in '83, he got the brand new Benz, the rag,
Mm-hmm.
so he giving me his cars to drive. So I'm driving this to my proms and stuff in '83. So I got the 500 and all that stuff. So my thing was from that to not selling rocks, nothing, selling cocaine.
That's what I was finna say.
No.
I'm saying, so you didn't even start off on
No.
no hand-to-hand shit. You jumped right in with weight.
Yeah.
Damn. So homie put you down like that? He
Yeah.
fucked with you like that? So
Yeah, he fucked my life up. That's my
But
partner.
at the time you was winning. Though,
yeah.
you
At
know
the
what I'm
time we thought we was winning.
saying? Yeah.
You know,
So now, the soft comes in, and at that point, everybody is they snorting. 'Cause
Yeah.
crack ain't rolled in yet.
We're just sending them $50 thing.
Yeah.
Going that little silhouette shit.
Yeah,
Like that.
yeah.
50, 100.
So during that time,
Packages.
you breaking a block down, or you like 9s and 18s?
No, we breaking it down.
You breaking it down.
Yeah, that was back then.
Because you had spots, you could
Yeah.
have the
that
dope
back
house.
then it wasn't, it was like chosen few. It was people who was, doing PCP would buy, $50, $100 like that.
Okay, because they were smoking moles back then.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Primos, yeah.
Yep. So you do that, you graduate to that. So now, I'm assuming you making money, right? You're making a little bit of money at that time. You still living in Compton?
Yeah, I think I moved as soon as I got out of high school, I moved to Torrance.
Okay.
I moved to Torrance. But yeah, that was like in 84.
Okay.
But I still go to my mother's house every day.
So 84, I mean, the gang shit was off the
Yeah, it was
chain.
an all-time high, 84,
it was off the chain. Yeah.
Yeah, my friend died in 80, so there's a bunch of other killings that happened before that. 84 is off the chain.
Yeah. So now you hustling though. So I mean, did you kind of move away from the gang?
No, I'm in there every day. I'm in the neighborhood every day.
So I mean, you active gang banging and you get into the money, because it seemed like you usually got to choose one.
Once I got like that deep, because I crossed the line, I'll go sell to the pirate rules.
That's what I was finna say.
Oh no,
That's what I'm about to say.
Because I had the sack.
Yeah.
So I'm selling them keys, and so
That's what I was finna say, because usually a successful hustler, you got to be able to politic with everybody.
Man, that's what I
Get
did
to
too.
it.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Yeah,
It was
real
all
talk.
about cash then.
Real talk.
So-
So let me ask you being from Corner Pocket, and this is just off the top of the dome, did you know Turtle from Santana?
Yeah,
Really? Were you and Turtle friends?
yeah, it was cool. We talked because I got a bunch of my friends is from Santana, so
Yeah.
like Santana and Pocket Hood. Back then we was cool. We didn't know few, but now they together like Santana and I knew Turtle because of Lowrider, but I wasn't into the Lowrider stuff. I was into getting cash.
Okay.
But Turtle, yeah, Turtle.
What kind of dude was Turtle? Because I want to do a movie on Turtle.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
I asked a couple of people. They say they ready for whenever you ready.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
I know everybody from Santana.
Yeah.
I talked to them. They got footage. They got pictures.
I hollered at
all that.
Melly.
Yeah, Melly told me. Yeah, Melly came over.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, good looking out. I
Yeah,
said, yeah.
yeah.
I got some people that was with him when a lot of stuff happened.
Yeah.
They talk about it.
Yeah. What kind of dude was he with you? Was he charismatic?
Cool dude, man. Real cool. Because his background is from the South, too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's from Louisiana.
Yeah, he's from Louisiana.
Yeah.
My
He sounded
background
country,
from...
even being in L.A.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, dude's like a polarizing figure, man. A lot of times people, hype up Raymond and Tookie. You know what I'm saying? I feel like...
Because that's the first generation. So
Yeah.
when we talk about, we would be considered. So Turtle had to be, obviously, like 59 or something like that. So,
okay.
them dudes are older than us.
Yeah. Because Bobby Louie, like, what, 70?
70, yeah, he's 68 or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like my big homeboys is 78. I mean not 78, 68, 69 years old.
Yeah.
So that generation came, like you said, it was hustlers first, and they started claiming neighborhood. But
All right.
there's some dudes down there 70 that that's Crips.
Yeah. Damn. So you get into it, man. You a teenager. You seeing this money. You still fucking with what you fucking with. So now tell me about the change when the crack comes in. Like, who hipped you to that? Because you've been doing it how you've been doing it. Who put it in your ear to say, you know what, is this new thing? We're going to do it like this. Who put you down with the cook game?
I really don't. I don't remember that, like who put it down. I just know like this is what it is. We doing this. We cracking it because at first we used to sell 9 ounces, 10, whatever, half a bird to cook it yourself, and then the Betty Rock shit came. And Rick actually did like turning 1 into 10.
Yeah.
One
You talking
into
about
10.
Freeway Ricky Ross?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Rick started like first he's like 1 into 2, and 1 into 5.
So what he doing? Using acetone and all that shit?
Procaine.
Yeah. Procaine.
Cooking it
Yeah.
with
Procaine.
So he turning 1 into 10.
Mm-hmm.
So if you paying this, you're getting 10 times as much.
That's crazy.
And that was happening.
Yeah.
So that's why the reason it was going so low, like, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
And then one part of the time in LA, you can, if you wasn't like one of us, you ain't buying no powder.
Right.
Nobody ain't selling you no powder.
Right.
Only thing you can buy is crack.
Yeah. And it's so funny because, when you do it like that, People don't even understand they're getting hit over the head.
Getting hit over the head.
Getting hit over the head.
If we would have kept 1 to 2, that would have been good. But when we got it to 1 to 10,
yeah,
you go around the corner, that shit gonna melt. But it's just the point. Like, put it on ice, keep it on ice. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's really happened. Like, you know, people were like, man, what the? But you want to pay $5,000, $7,000 for a key, but it's already hard.
Yeah. Because if you doing that shit cuts. So I mean,
we never could see, like, you know, I actually one time was watching the news and they talk about crack. I'm like, what the fuck is crack? We never called it crack. It was always rock.
Ready rock. Yeah.
Like, there's some new
That's
shit.
the media shit.
Yeah, that was the media. Like,
that shit crack.
Like, I was looking on the news. I was like, I think the same shit that's in my, like, right here. But there's some new shit. I'm thinking it's new.
Mm-hmm.
But there's, you know, they just, like, I think 86 when, you know, we had already 3 or 4 years into this stuff.
Yeah.
So 86 when the crack law came out, crack. Was he talking about this rock? Because, you know, in L.A. when we were selling it, you couldn't get a chip like in New York. Like, it's $25 rock. That's it. 25, 50, and 100.
Yeah.
But then they start chipping a rock and making, you know, little pieces.
$10 pieces.
$2.
Yeah.
I was in New York. They was making $2 chips, like little
in the middle
pieces.
vials and shit. Yeah.
Like, that was like, damn. And they had lines all around the corner. Like, that was like crazy for us. Like, what is this shit?
So did the money triple when it turned to crack? Did the money exponentially go up for what you was doing?
You're taking 1 key and making 3 of them.
Damn, that's crazy.
But
so now you doing that. So I'm assuming, I mean, it's all public record at this point, but had Freeway become your source or? No,
see, it's a funny thing with me and Rick. Like, so Rick was from over there on the other side of LA, and I'm from Compton.
Yeah, what part of Rick from what hood are you from?
He ain't really from no hood, but it would be Hoover if he was.
Yeah, I'm saying the hood. Yeah,
like on
Hoover.
76 and stuff like that. Okay, Freeway. He never gave back.
Right.
But Rick was getting it, you know. So, but I had my own.
Rick was getting it before you, right? Okay.
I would say that, yeah.
Okay.
But if I didn't have it, I'd go over there and get it from him.
Okay.
Vice versa.
Okay.
But Rick was when he started, you know, cracking the price he was getting, he had cornered the market. Like, but if he didn't have it, he'd come see me and vice versa. So.
Had Rick already been getting the connect from the CIA?
Yeah.
Okay.
That went on for years, man.
Okay. So he hopped in the game getting his work from the CIA.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's I know that sounds crazy, but yeah.
That sounds crazy. Shit.
I mean, he didn't hop in it like he first started with an eighth.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? $150. He started with 8.
Okay.
He took that 8th and took it and kept building it.
Yeah.
And from that, you know, he wanted to buy a bird, and that's how he ended up buying the bird, and that's how that happened.
That's how he got with Blandone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So at what point do you and Rick like you know what I'm saying, come together? And did y'all decide to come together and say, hey, let's do some shit?
So what happened? Me and Rick, before all this Blandone stuff came. So we're talking about the early '80s. So Rick ended up catching this case, but we see each other, we talk, but we didn't do nothing like that. So went till Rick came home on his case. But I always knew about Blandone because he told me, you know what I'm saying. So when Rick came home, like, nobody wanted to fuck with Rick. Like, they ain't fucking with Rick.
Why?
First, he had a jacket on. They was talking about, oh man, Rick may be hot, but
okay.
Because what happened with him with the police and all that stuff.
So did Rick catch a dope case?
Yeah, but the police that's another crazy. Like, it was a Freeway Rick task force, right?
Right.
So the police ended up putting the drugs on them and charged them, gave them the case.
Okay.
And they were stealing our money. Like, say, steal the money. Like, say, for instance, you get busted with $1 million. They was only turning 100,000.
Yeah,
they
kept it. They still do that shit.
And so that's what they was doing. And so the FBI came to Rick like, man, look, this is what's going on. If you testify against them, we'll cut your sentence. We know that they took $1 million from you, but they only turned in 200,000. It was called Operation Big Spender. All these police end up getting convicted for stealing our money.
Wow. For
years. They were doing this for years.
And this local boys, LA
PD, the Lennox sheriffs, like, and they all went to prison. So when me and Rick, like, I was like, well, Rick was my friend, so I was like, I'm balling out of control. So I give him some money, like, man, get on your feet. then we actually really was starting a youth center.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had, and I think this got to be, say, 91.
So that been in you from the start to be with the community.
I was building, Me and him was actually really building this youth center.
Yeah.
He had came home, and I was like, man, I help you. But before he came home, I ended up catching the case too.
Dope case?
Yeah.
Okay.
I caught a case in 89, 90. I went to prison with no bail. I ended up going to trial and won.
Yeah. So I'm saying, catching that case, was that a humble or somebody's told on you?
It was the feds who bought I think 3 keys.
Oh, so you served to undercover?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like, it's a big case. It was like 30 of us on the case.
Yeah.
Everybody took deals for 30, 20. So I went on a run. I ran for like 2 years.
Okay.
Finally got arrested 2 years later. And I went to trial in 1990 or 1991. I go to trial and I won.
Wow.
Came home. I think Rick came home before me or whatever. But when I came home in 91. No, he came home after me. So we hooked up right there to build youth centers.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when Blandon called us at the youth center. So we together.
Yeah.
That's 1992.
Okay.
So when Blandon called us, man, ain't nobody, we done. I'm done. I'm cool. I was done.
Was you cool because
I was cool. I had enough money.
Okay.
I was cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I was actually building this youth center.
Okay.
That's what we were doing, building a youth center on Crenshaw and Adams. That was our building, that big church.
Okay.
So Blandon kept calling, like, Rick, I'm home. Like, faking, like, he wanted to, first he came down, and then he was on the phone. I just want you to come see me. So we went down there. Me and Rick go to San Diego to meet him. But really, he was still in prison. They let him out this day. They took him out to meet us. He mic'd up. He got all this stuff. So his cameras everywhere. They filming him. He was still in the cell. After he met with us, he go back to his cell. So this happened a few times. Like that's how cold
crazy.
the shit is.
That's crazy.
They let him out to meet us, man. They knew who I was because they ran my name. I just beat the case. So then they pissed off at me because I beat a Fed case.
Right.
They knew who Rick was. He just got out of jail.
Yeah.
So the whole thing was like, both of them. We got both of them. So the next time we met, it was like, Rick, because Rick was really like his son. He was like, I'm in a little trouble, man, with these people. I got 100 of them. Do you want them? Like, Rick, like, I ain't got no money, My partner got some money.
Yeah.
Meaning me. First, I was like, nah, I ain't doing this shit, man.
Yeah. I'm
He
curious.
was so convincing.
How much was Blandon trying to sell a per?
10, so it was $1 million.
$1 million. Okay.
So he convinced me, man. Like this is how this shit go down. So me and Rick went down there. I brought the money down there. Blandon was being like he was, Rick, like the hug thing.
Yeah.
And this was the twist. The other guy who brought Wyndham was supposed to be the connect, but he was a DEA. So now we established a relationship. First, they wanted us to go over there to Mexico and get the shit. This was the I give it to you for 7.
Yeah.
We was through. We do that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, man. I ain't going no fucking Mexico to get this.
Not for say 300,000. Too
Yeah.
much risk. Yeah.
So I said, all right, we'll bring him across. I like bring him all the way to LA. It was 12,000. But right here in San Diego, I give them to you for 10. So I was like, fuck it. All right, 10. So I made the deal for him to do it for 10. And then the whole setup was like, okay. So we went down there that night. I should have knew something was wrong there because when we went down there, they were delayed, like, oh, still on the other side, it's crowded, we can't get him. But they were setting the whole scene up for the morning. So they can have all, DEA and all that shit. Because the next day, when we do it, there's DA everywhere, they was like, and I was like, said no. I actually said no because something wrong. Because when we went to like a Denny's and they pulled up, but I'm looking at everything and I see another car over here. I see, I see it really going down in my mind because I seen a dude when we parked next to it. This dude was like, he's sleeping. I looked at him again. He like, I ain't sleep. I'm telling Rick that, like, Rick, this shit don't seem right. And I pulled Rick to the side, like, Rick, I'm serious, man. This shit don't seem right. You sure, man? Either they the people or they finna jack us. That's what I tell him. I say, either people, man, they gonna jack us, man. You sure? And Rick like, no, he like a father to me. And I still didn't give him the money till I went to see it. I'm like,
Mm.
I ain't giving you shit. So he's following me around the corner. So I followed him around, me and Rick. We in 2 separate cars. So I had a driver, so he followed around the corner. And so I said, Rick, let's go look. So Rick went to look in the car. It was like 100 kilos. So Rick gave me a sign. So I threw him the money. As soon as I threw him, Blandon the money, that's when I see the DEA jackets coming, helicopters coming off the roof.
Damn.
Like, oh, this shit. I didn't know who set me up.
Right.
You know, at first I was like, damn, Rick, what the
Yeah.
fuck going on? Because I didn't have no idea. I just knew that situation. And then, you know, they got me and Rick, my other partner that was with us, took us down there, and the rest is history.
Damn.
And when I say it's history, like, I know we getting 20-something years. I'm like, well, this shit is over with, you know. Rick, though, he probably getting a life sentence because he just came home.
Yeah.
It's like after I beat my case, so I don't have no charges, so this is going to be my first. I'm thinking 20, 22 years, even if I plead guilty. It never gave us a deal or nothing like that, but like, damn. So as we in there about 4 or 5 months, we like receiving letters from Gary Webb, who was the news reporter.
Right.
Like, y'all need to talk to us. Like, what? Like, Blandon, we have news on Blandon that he's a CIA operative. He worked for the government. This is bigger than y'all. Like, what the fuck? So we got to believe in that. Like, oh, man, we should get out. If the government sold us drugs, this is crazy. And then we finally get our indictment and our discovery. It's going through all this discovery. The names is there, man. Like, first it's redacted. It was redacted.
They usually redact them.
It was redacted. But guess what? The story, when Gary come telling us a story, like, you know, this is what happened. Like, I know the first person they told on, they're not going to come testify. They too big to testify. He can't even testify, but Maxine ended up getting us the redacted, Maxine Warden.
Okay.
Now we see all the names. You get to see Oliver North, get to see the president.
Damn, Oliver North was in your paperwork?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Man, Noriega, everybody in our paperwork.
Crazy. And because that's linked to the Contra.
To the Contras. Oliver North, like, was part of the shit. That was, you know, Blandon.
So did Oliver North
send,
was he the one that sent Blandon to do that? Did he orchestrate that?
If it wasn't him, it was a man next to him.
Okay.
That did it.
Wow.
They orchestrated for real the war with the Sandinistas and Nicaragua with the Contras.
Yeah.
So you getting all this paperwork and you're like, damn. So we so convinced now, but we thinking this is the cold trap right here. So like, damn, we can go to trial. They're gonna throw this out. If the government did this to us, now it's hearings all over. Like, you know, it's an outcry with the black community. Like, the government, it's a direct link. We know this happened. And they were supplying Rick and Chico with these drugs all along for years.
And Gary Webb broke that. He broke that.
He broke it through a humbug, this lady named Cora Boca, because her boyfriend was, I think it was a Manessno, I can't think of his name. Cornajo was her boyfriend. He had caught a case before, and all this stuff had came up on his case. He was in Frisco. But Blandon, the government wouldn't let him testify against her. So she was like, he's not going to testify against y'all. It's too much. The CIA is not going to let him testify. He works for them.
Wow.
So we thinking it's really going to happen. But when it came to us, man, he came on that stand and took the stand like he showed up in court. You know, it was like, what the fuck? And it was like something you have never want to see because it was so many federal agents, so many FBI, CIA, all in this place. Like, man, we done got ourselves into it. And then Gary's, you know, visiting us all the time, telling us what's really going on. Like, you know, so Gary started really investigating. And come to find out, he found every link to this shit that really happened, man. That our government knew that they were supplying us all the time.
Wow. Is it true that, because I seen Freeway Rick said that Blandon laughed at y'all.
Laughed, man. They was doing high fives.
So when I'm talking about when the bus went down, y'all looking like, oh shit.
Yeah, they was giving high. Him and the dude was like high fiving.
Damn.
And like Rick took off. We in 2 separate cars. Like, so when I take off too. So I'm about to drive through the mall. But before I can get in the mall, because we was at a mall, they got red beams on our head, like, Fred, you know, the helicopters coming off the roof. So I can hear Rick like, burn rubber. Rick hit a tree, like, bam. So they ended up taking, when they was taking us, I'm looking at Blando, they took me, I had a Pathfinder, so they took us in the Pathfinder, so they high-fiving us. I was like, damn. So all that was like, you know, once I think about how it happened, like, damn, I should have known better. You know, we should have known this shit.
I'm curious. So when Blandone bought the other dude you thought was the plug, was he a brown fella or a white dude?
Brown fella, man. He was like a Colombian. He had gray hair, you know, he looked like, you know. And then they try to try me with, they said, buy the kids some heroin too. So they trying to make the case so big. Like, said I was talking about some heroin. I ain't never said nothing about it. You asked me, do I want some heroin too?
Yeah.
Said, my kill. And I was like, I don't know. You know, I said something back. But then they tried to charge me with that, 100 kilos plus, you know. I was like, man, nah. You know, that was all in that case. And, but that shit was like, then when we found out all the CIA stuff, they didn't let none of this stuff in our courtroom. Like, we couldn't even talk about this.
So none of that shit was admissible during your, damn, that's crazy.
They said me and Rick made up the story to get out, to make a movie.
Even though it was in your paperwork.
That was all in my paperwork. Like, the day, then when Gary broke the story, it was like, what the fuck? So it just like, just started building up. He started coming with more and more stuff. And then he was sending us stuff like, dang. I remember Maxine going somewhere and getting the unredacted and sent it to her. Like, man, look at this.
How did Gary come across that information?
Oh, from Cora Boca. She was a lawyer, and her boyfriend was in the same situation, but he ended up getting 20 years too. Like, he ended up getting 20 years, and so Cora, this go all the way back to Carlos' letter. That's how deep this go.
Okay, yeah.
Like, you know.
He was Bogota.
Pablo,
yeah, Pablo.
So his name was all in our paperwork.
Damn, for real. So you was indirectly getting your work from Pablo through Carlos.
That was
through
Blandone, the CIA. Like, you know, shit is. They was working with them, like all that shit you see on Narco. Like every incident, I watched that, and I'm like, damn. They talk about the names that we know. They talk about Blandone. They talk about the Barry Seal. Barry Seal's name is in our paperwork.
Yeah.
Like, this is like unbelievable. Like, this shit really happened, and you get to thinking about how many family was devastated by the stuff that our own government planted did. It's like, it wasn't an accident.
Right,
This shit really happened for a reason.
Yeah, for sure. So Barry Seal was the one, he was flying the work y'all was getting. That's crazy. Yeah. So let me ask you, so
he was going to Nicaragua. He was going.
Yeah.
You watched that movie, American?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know the whole story.
The Tom Cruise movie.
Sure.
I got a question about Gary though. So I'm born and raised in Sacramento, and Gary died in Sacramento, right? And they ruled it as a suicide, but he had 2 gunshot wounds to the head.
I talked to him 2 days before he died. I talked to him every day. I'm the one who, because I had got out on bail, so Gary came to visit me in Compton, in L.A., to get some discovery from me. So I was friends with Gary. I talked to him all the time. Because when I first went, I didn't have no bail. So about a year and a half later, they ended up giving me a bail. So that's how I was out when that CIA dude came. Gary was with me. So when the CIA dude came, I remember giving Gary all the information. So Gary wanted to get who me and Rick was. So I'm telling him this whole story. But while I'm telling this story, the newspaper article came out, not the book yet. So we was like, and I'm like, man, you're not scared for your life? You're not scared? He's like, Chico, I'm not scared, but you know, I understand. I'm like, man, because people have knocked at my door before that. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, you know, once the article came out, it was a 3-page article about what happened.
Times.
No, LA Times wouldn't do it. And the San Jose Mercury News.
Okay.
It's a 4-page article talking about how this happened to us, how shows everything. He was right on point. But the LA Times come out a week later with the same kind of 4-page article saying that this didn't happen. So they discredit Gary. So you're talking about LA Times, Washington Post, Washington Times, and New York Times and the Washington Post discredited him. So now he looking like an idiot. Like his editor, they fired him. They sent him somewhere to do some stupid stuff. Like this man is about to win awards for this writing. Now they discredit this whole story. Like he made it up.
So that's pressure from the CIA.
pressure from the CIA. Like they end up letting him go, man. Like I'm talking to this man every day. It's a conversation with me and him on the phone, and he's like, Chico, there's people on my back pole. I don't know who they are. They've been here for 3-4 days. Like, damn, man, be careful. So 3 days later, I get a call from my daddy. Did you see what happened to Gary? He shot himself twice in the head. The man told me, Chico, I'm never going to kill myself. I'm never going to do that. I talk to this man all the time.
Wow.
I know his whole lifestyle. I know his wife, his kids, and everything.
Yeah.
So he received a lot of pressure from different situations, man. Like, this man wrote this story. And at one time, this story was getting 1 million hits a day. This is when the internet is when it's fresh.
Right.
We're talking about then. The story blew up so much. Everybody want to know about this story. I was on the show with Gary Webb on Gerardo, Montel Williams, and some other show, because when I had got out, I was only out for like 3 or 4 months, but I was doing all these shows with him. Like Gary, they wanted me to do the show. Like Geraldo came on there, like, this is the person responsible for the whole crack epidemic. Him and Freeway Rick, pointed at me. First they had a baby come across the stage that this lady sold her baby for crack. They said the person responsible is right there, Chico Brown, and his crying me Freeway Rick is in prison for this. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm asking Gary to answer the question. My lawyer ended up asking the question, but Gary was like, Gary knew he had it right. Like this, all these people involved, and Oliver North was sitting right next to me, telling his side of the story. I'm like, damn, man, this is cold. We going to prison, man. I told Rick it's over.
Yeah.
Like, we blackballed, so all the stuff I'm telling you, they wouldn't let this in court. So the day of trial, I stood up and played guilty. Like, I'm guilty to this shit. I'm not guilty to all this shit. I need to be guilty to the money y'all got right there, because they stole some money too. So, like,
how much money did they take off for you that day?
It was, I don't know, man. It was just say a few $100,000.
Okay. So Blandone was gonna do the rest.
They paid him. They paid him $160,000 of our money that I gave to him
to set you up.
Yeah,
that's
he took
crazy.
that.
Wow. So when did you go to because I seen the clip of you on C-SPAN back in that was before you went to trial?
Yeah, that was before. That was like, I went, like, they didn't know I was out. Maxine, people got me out. So I'm at Maxine Waters, Congresswoman Maxine Waters' office. I actually had a desk in her office. We talking about this. She every day pressing, like, no, they shouldn't go to prison because. And then I went. She's like, Chico, you need to go to this. They having something in Watts tonight that the CIA, the head of the CIA, is coming down there and said that they have no involvement. They don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
But they don't know I'm in there.
Right.
So they talking to the audience. There's 5,000 people there. And I'm sitting back, and they said, no, we didn't find. So I stood up and like, man, stop lying, man. Y'all just told me and Rick the other day, that we did investigation and we still investigate. None of you up here telling these people you're not doing nothing because there's no link to this. I was like pissed off. Yeah, I was, I stood up and told him, like, man, stop lying.
Yeah, you was pressing them. Dude was dancing like he was in an Usher video. I'm saying, he was backpedaling and everything. So once you pressed him like that,
that was Sunday. I went to prison Tuesday.
Wow, they came and got you, or you turned yourself in?
No. All of a sudden it was a special hearing. They have a special bail hearing from that day. Like, so Sunday or Saturday that happened. So I was just going down there. I got to go to San Diego for this special, whatever this hearing was. So when I got there, they said, apprehend him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Wow. Then I got sentenced.
Damn.
Just like that. Rick too. We all got sentenced the same day. So I got sentenced to 10 years, like I was the first one. And then Rick got sentenced to life because of the felonies and stuff.
Was it state or fed?
Feds.
Wow.
So
you had to do 85% of that. Okay. Where'd you do your time?
Tav, Terminal Island, and I think I did 2 years in San Diego just because that's where we was at. We all was there. And then they sent Rick to Lompoc. Sent me to Terminal Island, the first one. Then I went to open that new prison, Tav. Yeah, so mine was all in California. Rick's was California and Arizona.
So let me ask you. So what was your prison experience like, especially because I know the politics of the gangs still carry over to the prisons, even though you got the colored thing. I mean,
For
because
me, it was like a reunion.
mm-hmm,
Because everybody that I used to hit was in there.
mm-hmm,
They was like happy to see me. Like, Chico, oh man, yeah, we know you was coming. I'm like, how the hell y'all know I was coming?
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying? They, Crips and Pyrus was,
mm-hmm,
they looked out. They had sights for me, and I'm like, damn man, that's what y'all been all this time.
mm-hmm,
I mean, it was dudes I haven't seen in 15, 20 years,
mm-hmm,
all in the federal prison
mm-hmm.
from the crack law.
Wow.
You know,
But
that was the experience. Like, damn man, that's where y'all been, man, for real, man. Everybody caught a case for this shit.
mm-hmm.
So that was like.
Yeah,
Devastating part to see everybody
yeah.
from Compton or from the hood
Yeah.
in prison.
That's the crazy thing about it, bro. To be honest with you, that's why even my time in the street, I never, in Kansas City when I jumped off the porch, I was a teenager, but everybody, I seen them draconian sentences they was handing down back there in the early '90s, and I was seeing cats in my neighborhood get caught with an ounce. You know what I'm saying? And they was getting.
But
15, 20
the
years.
crazy thing about our story.
Mm-hmm.
I get caught with 100 kilos, but I can't get much as time as this dude who got caught with crack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That was,
and
here I am.
It's designed like that.
Yeah, so the crack law, and that's why I got to understand what the crack law was about.
Yep.
Like, oh, you mean to tell me you got 30 years, you had a kilo of cocaine?
Right.
So every 1 kilo was 100.
Yeah.
But I got powder, so my sentence couldn't even be this. My maximum sentence was 16 years for 100 kilos.
Exactly.
I got the guideline books already set for you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like, damn, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, but you see how that was strategic.
Yeah, it's no
because
question.
but ain't it weird though how back then they criminalized it even with smokers. Smokers could get caught and then they send them to prison.
Yeah,
but now
$10 rock.
Yeah, but now, with the opiates, you know what I'm saying? Now
different
it's a
story.
medical oh, we need help. We need, you know what I'm saying? But that just shows you how wicked the system can be. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew that they wasn't playing with that shit. That's why I went to weed when I was young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, look, this ounce, this $800, you know what I mean? Like the time that come with that. I'm like, 15 years for that? Like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? So once you get to prison, I mean, what did you do with your time? Like
that's why I would think I was different from more like most dudes go in there and lift weights and stuff. I mean, I really went to that law library and was, I was trying to figure out how can I come back to my community and help these kids not get in the same situation that I got into.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did. Now I told people when I got out, my thing was like, I'm gonna open up a youth center. They're like, Chick, man, you ain't open up a youth center. You know you're going back in the game. Like, no, I'm really gonna open up a youth center for these kids. They need to understand what's gonna happen to them once they get involved. I don't care what part of it is, for low level or us or And so my time then, and then like everybody in there started to believe. Like, man, I was in there speaking about what happened to me and Rick. Like, man, this shit crazy. If y'all understand that the government knew all the time that we were selling drugs for them.
Y'all was getting the dope from them.
Yeah,
Like,
if they knew this, so you ain't got a chance.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like, soon as I came home, I ended up the day one, because I had like a lot of people wanted to do me and Rick movie life story. So I ended up meeting Robert Greenwald, big movie producer. So he was doing our story, and he just asked me what I wanted to do. And I told him I want to open up a youth center. They couldn't believe I want to open a youth center. He said, well, I'm on the board at a youth center at a place called Home. I ended up working at a place called Home. The next day I got out. So I was working there with the kids. And I started talking about what happened to me and Rick. Like, I was preaching that shit. And I kept opening up youth centers. And by that time, years later, Penny Marshall become my best friend. Like, I knew her before I went, but then she got involved in what I was doing. Then she bought Mark Wahlberg and Tom Hanks, everybody. Now my life from that changes to here I'm hanging with celebrities and filmmakers every day.